It's time for another tuning video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the 1965 Ford Transit. And this time we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to make a drift tune. Yes, you heard me right, a drift tune. I'm not one for drifting, I think we all know that, but this time I'm going to do a drift tune. Anthony Rita asked me to do a drift tune for the Drift Adventure, and this apparently is one of the best vehicles for A-Class drifting in Drift Adventure. The 1965 Ford Transit. For the parts in the upgrade shop, I did swap out the drivetrain. Trust me, all-wheel drive works for drifting. I know there's a lot of you out there who are going to be, you don't use all-wheel drive cars for drifting. Yes, you do. Take a look at one of the Hoonigan cars, the Unicorn cars in particular. You can use all-wheel drive cars for drifting, and this Ford Transit is so much better. A-Class all-wheel drive. I've stuck in the racing 7.2 litre V8 with the twin turbo. For the fuel system, stock ignition, race engine block, sport twin turbo, the race intercooler, and the sport flywheel. You're going to need race brakes, drift, spring and dampers, race front anti-roll bars, and race rear anti-roll bars. I've given it a street weight reduction, race clutch, race transmission, race driveline, and race diff. I've stuck on the vintage race tyre compound, and I've changed the rim style to Compomotive ML. I've upgraded the front track width, and that's all the upgrade parts that you'll need. Now it's time for the tuning. For the tyres, I've got front at 27.5 and rear at 27.5. For gearing, I've got the final drive at 3.65, first at 2.91, second at 2.0, third at 1.49, fourth at 1.17, fifth at 0.99, 0.99, and sixth at 0.85. For the alignment, I've got the front camber at minus 4.7, rear camber minus 0.9, front toe 0.5, rear toe 0.4, and the front caster angle at 7.0. For the anti-roll, I've got the front at 65 and the rear at 65. For the springs, the front at 134.7 and the rear at 165.7. For the ride height, I've got both front and rear to the absolute lowest you can get them. For damping, rebound stiffness front at 8.4, rebound stiffness rear at 9.5, bump stiffness front at 5.7, and the rear at 4.6. Don't need to worry about aero. Braking force balance at 47%, more towards the rear, and the braking force pressure at 125%. For the differential, I've got front acceleration at 10% and front deceleration at 10%. I've got rear acceleration at 100% and rear deceleration at 100%. For the centre balance, I've put that one at 90%. If you don't want to mess around with all these settings and you just want to install the tune, it is called Pirate P1R40E. You're going to have to search for it because I can't share codes. There's a bug in the game. Either that or Playground Games just don't want me to share the codes anymore. But I just cannot. I can't show you a share code. It just doesn't work. You can see there, right at the bottom of the screen, I can't show share codes. Disgraceful. I've already taken the Ford Transit out for a spin with the Drift Adventure just to make sure that this tune was right. I finished second in the race that I was in, and I finished third, so I got a podium finish for the overall adventure, and I only entered one of the events out of the three, so not a bad effort whatsoever with this Ford Transit. It was a shock that this is one of the best A-Class drift cars for the Drift Adventure, but believe me, it is so much fun. It is actually really good to drift. When it comes to drifting, turn traction control and stability control off. You never want those on. and stick shifting to manual. I found that sticking the Ford Transit in second with this tune works really well. If you need that extra pull coming out of some of the bends, just stick it in third. Now the Ford Transit and the tune are not the best for top scoring, but you will easily 3-star a lot of the drift zones, possibly every single drift zone in Forza Horizon 4. So it's pretty decent for 3-starring, and it's pretty decent for stability and maintaining drifts in the drift adventure.
Arrived at your destination.
I can't remember what you need for 3 stars. Oh yeah, definitely 200,000 points. So this van will 3-star needle climb easily, even with the couple of mistakes I just made. 3 stars needle climb in a 1965 Transit A-Class. This tune is a bass tune, so the idea behind it is you go and tune it, follow the figures that I've put in, and then from there you can play around with it. Always move it a couple of steps up or down, never go too erratic with the adjustments, and then you can fine tune it and make a much better tune if you want to. That's to your play style. For me, that's just right. For you, you may find this tune absolute dog dirt, but the idea is this is a bass tune. You go away, tweak it to your own play style, and then Bob's your uncle. You're done. You've got a perfect A-Class 1965 Transit. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. 1965 Ford Transit. If you happen to enjoy this video, if you found it useful, then a like would be truly appreciated. It helps people like yourselves find videos for tunes like this for Forza Horizon 4, which in the long run will help you and the fellow community tune cars in preparation for Forza Horizon 5. It will help them tune cars in Forza Horizon 5. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with tuning your own 1965 Ford Transit. Stay safe, play awesome.